Sharky Game here. In this video we're having a look at the Logitech NetPlay controller for the PlayStation 2. So your first thought when you're looking at this is that it looks very similar to the Semi keyboard controller I did for GameCube. If you want to see that video, I will put a link down in the description below because it is very similar to it. It's the same sort of principle. Basically it's a keyboard and a controller in one. So you can see on either end, on this end for instance you have your D-pad, and this you have your stick. Here you've got a mode and a vibration button. On the other side you've got your other stick, you've got your main PlayStation buttons, and then you've got select and start along with the PlayStation logo, and up top you have the Logitech logo. In the center though, right here, you have the normal keyboard. So this is just like a little miniature keyboard. You can type, you can see the keys are not hugely loud, they're actually quite a low profile type of key. On the back of it, it's got shaped handles. This is where you actually hold it, so it makes it much easier to hold. And the top here, you've got L1, L2, and on the other side you have R1 and R2. And the good thing about the shape of this is that you have a choice. You can either hold it like this and obviously play as normal with your... The problem is when you want to type, you either got to put it down or try and lean it with one hand against your knee or something and then type. So it's not, you cannot hold this with one hand. It is impossible. If you do, it is so uncomfortable. It's because it's quite a heavy controller. The ideal is that they've made the shape underneath there so that you can put on your knees if you want to. So that when you want to type, you can just put on your knees and type, and you can pick it up again and go back and play. So again, put on your knees, type, and then go back and play. And you can even lean it on your knees while you're playing. So you could, there's no reason why you couldn't sit like this and play as well, except, you know, it wouldn't be as comfortable as perhaps holding it like this or leaning back on a chair or something. But you can put on your knees when you want to type. The ideal system for this was if you wanted to play like online games, you wanted the control of having the sticks, and you wanted a keyboard to chat with your friends, like actually typing commands or typing what you're doing or whatever like that, like SOCOM or any other countless online games for the PlayStation 2. This is the whole purpose of this one, so you could play and then you could type as well. And the good thing about this, because as you can see over this side, it's got two plugs, one USB and that's the keyboard, and one PS2 and that's the controller. The good thing about this type of thing is that the keyboard actually slots out. Now it can be a bit tough to actually slot out. Bear with me for a moment guys while I just try to pop the keyboard out. You push enough, the keyboard slides out the top like this, and then you have a keyboard on its own. So that separates. This is just the USB part, so if you just want a keyboard and you want to use your normal controller, you just pull it out, use the keyboard, and then use your normal controller. And of course the same goes for that. If you don't want the keyboard, then you've got that controller as well to use as without the keyboard. So it's a two-part system. The keyboard is optional whether you want to use it separately or with the controller itself. And it's like just a really standard Logitech keyboard in the center there. And same if you want to slot it back in, you just line the grooves back up again, which can be the tricky part sometimes to get it in and out. A second, there we go. That's aligned. And when it's aligned, it just slides and clips into place, so it's ready to go back to playing it like this. It's a really cool controller, really comfortable to use. It is a bit on the heavy side though, because it's not a light controller. It has got a bit of weight on it. It's made by Logitech. Having said that, the controller is of good quality, although I've heard some people have issues with some of the sticks, or sometimes the buttons stop working depending on the vibration or something, because this does have vibration motors in it, so sort of very much like the DualShock controller, and because of that sometimes certain buttons stopping unresponsive. I haven't really experienced that kind of issue, but I have heard that some people have, I'm not really sure if it's a common issue or if it's just a sort of one kind of issue with certain models or something, but I've never really had that issue. I find the buttons work quite well, so do the sticks. Yeah, really, only downside I could say is it's heavy, and it's not the easiest to type and as well as hold the controller. You've got to put on your knees or on some kind of surface like a desk or something like that. Another upside though is that the cable is fairly long. It's not hugely long, but it should be long enough for most console setups that you can plug it into your PlayStation and then come back. And like I say, with that removable keyboard, if you do have a controller that you like playing more for and you don't want to use these ones for that specific game or whatever reason you have, you can just pull that keyboard out. The whole thing separates, including the cable, so you can pull the keyboard out, put the other bit aside somewhere, use the keyboard with the other controller, and say down the line you want to come back to this one because you like this one in another game, you just plug the keyboard back in and then continue using it as it was meant to be used. And I'll just show you the profile of it, because it is quite a bulky controller. But overall, it functions really well. Recommended for anyone that likes playing online PlayStation 2 games and likes chatting while they play. Then this is the ideal controller for you. And well, that's about all I can say about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to have heaps more controller and accessory reviews up very shortly. I'm Sharky Gamer. Thanks again for watching.